Undertaker hit a cliff and fell head first. And I get it. You know, if you watch the documentary, he's like, I thought I had more in the tank. I wanted the more in the tank. I just couldn't stop yet. But he should have stopped. Should have stopped. Too much of a good thing. Destroyed your body and did not work out for you at the end. Because, man, those matches were god-awful.
Number 10, Chris Jericho vs. Edge at WrestleMania 26. When Edge won the
Royal
Royal Rumble and later challenged his former tag team partner Chris Jericho at WrestleMania 26,
had the money like that until I got older.
There was
so
an
like these older
established story
WrestleManias,
between
really
the two, and Edge and Jericho were two of the most well-rounded wrestlers in the entire company.
So
the issue was that Edge's babyface run in early 2010 was
on this
connect with the crowd. When the bell eventually rang at WrestleMania,
two of the hottest theme songs out. Break the walls down, break down the walls. And you know, Edge might be like top 5 for real with his theme song. I don't know, man. Wait, let me think. We got Shawn Michaels, obviously, that should be number 1. Shoot, maybe even John Cena because he does his own theme song. Man, Randy Orton. I ain't gonna front, y'all. Underrated theme song. Mark Henry. Whoa, check it out. 3-6 Mafia. Somebody about to get their kick. Yo, fantastic.
At 26, there was a lack of excitement within the audience. The crowd barely reacted to what was happening, and it was like a meaningless TV match that had no stakes, despite the match being for the world title. The end of the match, which saw Jericho hit a code breaker to retain the title, received a weird reaction, and it was as if fans were happy that the match was over. It wasn't the finest outing of the two
also, this might be a little bit controversial, y'all. I ain't gonna front. I understand Edge's greatness. I understand his greatness as a tag team competitor, singles competitor. I ain't gonna front. I'm not really like that moved by Edge. Like his work has never like, man, I gotta see Edge. I want to see Edge. Never. Anything that ever had to do with Edge, it was cool, but it wasn't like all that. And like the stuff he's doing now with the Judgment Day, y'all can miss me with that. That's just went on too long. Chris Jericho though.
WWE legends to say the very least. Number 9, Goldberg vs. Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 20. Upon the announcement that Goldberg would be colliding with Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 20, the buzz within the WWE fandom was apparent. Fans expected a full-on war between the two, and then when Stone Cold Steve Austin was announced as the guest referee, it became one of, if not the biggest matches on the already stacked WrestleMania card. During the weekend of WrestleMania, it leaked online that both Goldberg and Lesnar would be departing WWE following the match.
I don't understand why WWE likes to like pit wrestlers together that really are not a good fit. Like in theory, this is an amazing match. Everybody wants to see it. But when it comes down to like Brock Lesnar back then, he was an animal. Brock Lesnar could go in any, like he could go 20, 30. I mean, his WrestleMania match with Kurt Angle. So you know Brock Lesnar could go. But we never, ever, I could be wrong. I don't think we ever seen Goldberg be able to just like go like that. I think it's well known that Goldberg was not a great wrestler. Maybe they thought like Brock could carry him, but then again, y'all putting them two together knowing they about to leave too. Y'all setting the fans up. Y'all do that a lot, WWE.
And with the event happening in Madison Square Garden, the fans certainly had no desire to see the two wrestlers who were turning their backs on the fans. The match greatly suffered as a result as fans heckled both men throughout the match, and the match mostly featured ongoing stalling. The crowd was more interested in Austin, and when Austin ended up hitting a stunner on both men after the match, it was without question the highlight of the entire debacle. Number 8, Triple H vs. Randy Orton at WrestleMania 25. The build towards the WWE title showdown between Triple H and Randy Orton at WrestleMania 25 was exceptional. Orton had targeted the McMahon family, and Stephanie McMahon had managed to fall victim to Orton's heinous actions. This led to Triple H seeking revenge on Orton for attacking his wife.
See, this is another match I have to appeal to authority to because I didn't see the match at WrestleMania, but I did get to see the build because I was able to watch, the program going up. Fantastic programming. But then again, man, let me tell y'all something. When it comes to, like, if I'm going to rank these two, let me know in the comments what y'all think. But if I'm going to rank these two, I get it. Triple H doing his thing. Great titles, all that. But when it comes to Randy Orton, man, I rank Randy Orton higher than Triple H as an in-ring competitor, as just a better heel, a better babyface. All around is better performer. I think his matches, he has more classic matches to me than Triple H does. Let me know what y'all think about that, y'all. Marinate on that.
And what followed was some of the best TV that WWE has ever delivered. Fans wanted a chaotic brawl at WrestleMania with twists and turns, but they got the complete opposite. The game on Orton had a standard wrestling match, and it sucked. The fans expected violence in an Attitude Era level match, but it was a match that could have barely main evented Raw, never mind a WrestleMania. According to Orton on an Out of Character podcast, he and Triple H knew that they had their work cut out when HBK and Undertaker stole the show and had a match of a lifetime earlier in the night. Number 7, AJ Styles vs Edge at WrestleMania 37. One of the names that fans wanted to see Edge wrestle when he came out of retirement in 2020 was AJ Styles. Edge vs AJ was a certified dream match, and at WrestleMania 37, fans finally got their wish. Fans firmly believed.
Yo, I get it. You know, when people used to be great, they try to like keep their glory up. But man, when guys get up to like the 45 age range and like they don't really wrestle all like that all the time, like I think this is right about. No, Edge came back for a while after this because he did have some great matches with Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns. But it gets to that point where it's like you just can't do it like you once did. Now, when you're 40-something like AJ, but he's been doing it consistently forever, you know. But I don't think you could be 40, take long breaks, and come back. And we see that with like a lot of these older guys coming in and shoot. Let's even talk about the debacle from Crown Jewel with Kane, Undertaker, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels. Like they had no business doing that. So, you know, I think it gets to the point where it's like, man, some of these guys, like, they want to put on great matches, but they just can't.
That this match would be an all-time classic,
AJ
but in reality, it wasn't even the best match on the show. The in-ring action was passable, but the match suffered from a lack of chemistry, and the two failed to click like fans wanted them to. The match would end when Damian Priest turned heel and assisted Edge, and this match finished left fans disappointed. It wasn't just this match, though, that under-delivered, as their Backlash match a month later also suffered from similar issues, and a lot of fans cite this feud as one of the biggest letdowns of the modern era. Number 6, Daniel Bryan vs Sheamus at WrestleMania 28. WrestleMania 28 had a stacked card, but one match that fans were rooting for to steal the show was Bryan vs.
Yo, this might be a controversial one too, yo. Daniel Bryan, I get it. Great in-ring worker, technician, all that fun stuff that you want to say. Boring as all get out to me. Snooze fest. Daniel Bryan's matches to me, I can go without. His run with the Yes Movement, I was not one of them guys. I was one of them, no, get him out of here, guys. Pack up the GOAT. And I don't mean GOAT as in greatest of all time, I mean because he was a Billy Goat back then. Pack him up. When it comes to Team Hell No, I was there for it because Kane and him had good chemistry. That was just funny. But him as just like he's just boring to me, man. Daniel, just Bryan. He's not as boring as Damian Priest, obviously, because I get it, because he's still great when it comes to wrestling. But he's just like Dean Malenko to me. Is that controversial, y'all? I don't know.
Sheamus for the world title. The two talented performers had spoken in interviews about how much the match meant after the year prior when their dark match turned into a battle royal, and this was ultimately won by the great Khali. Now a year later, the two were adamant on stealing the show. Unfortunately, the match would just last 18 seconds as Sheamus would perform a brogue kick to win the match and win the title. Fans wanted an extended match, but this was a massive spit that faced everyone involved. The idea was that this match finish would make Sheamus incredibly popular, but it did the complete opposite. Fans began to root for Bryan, as it was obvious that he was being overlooked by WWE. Number 5, Bret Hart vs Vince McMahon. One of the initial matches WWE wanted to book for WrestleMania 26 was John Cena teaming with Bret Hart to take on the villainous duo of Batista and Vince McMahon. This eventually turned into two distinct singles matches, which was perhaps the wrong move, considering how downright awful Hart vs McMahon was. Hart wasn't in any position to have a featured technical masterpiece, but instead of covering for this with brawling and...
Yo, them jorts though. Them jorts, you can't say them ain't fire. He's teaming with John Cena, and he got the jorts on, bruh. Acid wash jorts. He should have had them black and pink though. He should have had the acid wash, the pink, and that would have been so fire, bro. Shout out to Bret Hart, man. He knew what it was. He probably couldn't have wrestled. Probably needed the jorts because his legs was probably underdefined, and he didn't want to just go out there looking like a dreidel. But shout out, man. He had the jorts on, and he had the J's on. I don't think them J's, but we're gonna call them J's for now.
And while spots, WWE produced one of the most boring WrestleMania matches possible. With the aim to generate excitement, WWE would attempt to swerve fans by pretending that McMahon had paid the Hart family to screw Bret Hart. But this was a ruse, and the Hart family ultimately sided with the excellence of execution. What followed was a 15-minute, some say match, which revolved around Hart and the Hart family performing various moves on McMahon. It went on for far too long, and the fans simply didn't care. Fans had some high hopes because they expected WWE to produce a match which showcased Hart, but it did the complete opposite. Number 4, Triple H
The man
vs
was
Booker T at
old.
WrestleMania 19.
Old.
Due to the infamous build of the Triple H vs Booker T WrestleMania 19 match, it seemed like a certainty that Booker was going to conquer the game and win the world title. Unfortunately, whilst the match quality was passable...
Yo, man, Triple H dead wrong. For one, I think this was like the Reign of Terror that everyone infamously knows as. I think this was part of that era. And then 2, them shorts, man. What are you doing with them shorts? You ain't a Heart Foundation member. Them purple shorts, bruh. Be all right. Wear the black ones. Do your thing. You look ridiculous right now. Booker T, shout out to Booker T, bro. King Booker.
The game won, rendering the match as one of the biggest letdowns in WrestleMania history. Even worse was that following hitting their pedigree in the final moments of the match, the game waited for what seemed like a lifetime to make the cover. This left a negative mark on what is widely regarded as an incredibly strong show. Number 3, AJ Styles vs Shinsuke Nakamura at WrestleMania 34.
Yo, another controversy. I mean, it may be controversial. I don't know, but I don't know what y'all be seeing in Shinsuke, bro. I don't know. I understand the brother, his entrance, fire entrance. And now he got Rick Booed with him too. Well, he had Rick Booed with him, so like I get that part. But other than his entrance, I don't understand y'all intrigue with the brother. Maybe he got cool hair. I don't know. But since he's been in WWE, I've not seen what y'all like. Again, I've never really seen him back in the other promotions of like Japan and when he was wrestling over there. Never seen those, so I can't speak on that. But since he's been in WWE, what's he done? For what? What I mean, that Nan match. Nan match is memorable. The only match that's memorable is that time he almost killed John Cena, and that's infamous, and that's why it's memorable. Not because it was good. I don't get it.
The Wrestle Kingdom 10 match between Styles and Nakamura is an all-time classic. So when the match was set to take place in WWE at WrestleMania 34, fans expected greatness. The match would also be for the titles, so there were genuine stakes to the match outside of it being a standard 1v1 dream match. The match was a huge letdown though, and it just failed to match the quality of the Wrestle Kingdom match. It was a massive shame as fans wanted a classic, but it wasn't the best match on the show. According to AJ, fans were disappointed in the match because of their expectations and desires being set far too high. But fans don't buy this excuse, and a number of years later, fans firmly believe that the match failed to deliver. Number 2, Dean Ambrose vs Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 32. When WWE revealed that a no-holds-barred street fight between Lesnar and Dean Ambrose would take place at WrestleMania 32, fan excitement was at an all-time high. Lesnar notoriously works well with smaller wrestlers, and Ambrose would be up for doing anything and everything to make the match memorable. Sadly, Lesnar and Ambrose didn't meet eye to eye. This meant that Lesnar was against the majority of his ideas for the match, and the match fell flat as a result. In infamous fashion, Ambrose would completely bury Lesnar during a podcast interview with Stone Cold Steve Austin. And in this interview, Ambrose would refer to Lesnar as lazy. He mentioned Brock didn't want to do anything. If we're going to be perfectly honest, Brock's gonna Brock. He's all about Brock.
That's all.
I had a vision for that match to be the craziest thing imaginable. You know what I mean? I was trying to pitch everything to everybody and had every idea. I put so much effort in, so much work, and other people did too. And I was met with laziness. I kept thinking at the end of the day, once we get in the ring, it's all going to be okay. We'll figure it out once we get in the ring. We went out there, whacked each other with weapons. I got suplexed a bunch of times. And number 1, The Undertaker vs John Cena at WrestleMania 34. At last, The Undertaker was gonna collide with John Cena on the grand stage of WrestleMania. The buzz surrounding this match was huge, as two icons in WWE had never wrestled at WrestleMania, and some fans even expected the match to close out the show.
Unfortunately, then again, y'all, I'm not gonna front. Again, if y'all don't know, Undertaker's my favorite wrestler of all time. He should have ended his career after Triple H. After Triple H, that should have been a done deal right there. Went off. Or at least when he got to 20 now. When he got to 20, I don't remember who was 20. Was that CM Punk maybe? I don't remember. But whenever that one, it's either the CM Punk match that's at 20-0, or whatever one was 20-0, or the Triple H match. He should have ended it. He should have went off. That would have been the perfect career right there. That would have been the perfect ending, perfect career. Because I'm getting sick and tired. Undertaker hit a cliff and fell head first. And I get it. You know, if you watch the documentary, he's like, I thought I had more in the tank. I wanted the more in the tank. I just couldn't stop yet. But he should have stopped. Should have stopped. Too much of a good thing, destroyed your body, and it did not work out for you at the end because, man, those matches were god-awful. But, again, shout out to my man Undertaker. Rest in peace, homie. As in your career now.
Unfortunately, the match would just last a few minutes and feature the dead man squashing Cena. This is what nobody wanted to see. Fans wanted to see a full-blown match between the two legends, and WWE, well, specifically Vince McMahon, vastly understood what fans wanted from the match. Even the dead man himself admitted that he was let down by the time dedicated to the match, and it's incredibly likely that Cena feels the exact same way.
If you want to get some laughs, watch these videos right here.